In this question, we're going to look at how to do two different things. First is how to get information into a workbox. So whether that be through uploading an existing file or through creating a file directly within the workbox. So that's one topic. So that's getting content into a workbox. The second thing we're going to show you is that when you've got some information such as a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet that's now stored within the workbox, how do we invite people to come and look at that information? So we're going to look at something called email a link, and what that does is it gives you an easy way of providing someone with a link either to an individual file within a workbox or to a whole group of files within a workbox. So we're going to deal with this as 4 separate demonstrations. In this demonstration, we're going to look at how to upload a copy of an existing file into a workbox. This could be quite useful if you're about to start on a project or a meeting where you want to invite lots of different people to come and view and collaborate or modify either an individual file or a group of files that you're going to work on as a team. At the moment, you might store those files on a network drive or on your local computer, and it might well mean that you're quite restricted as to who has access to those files. So for example, you might find only people within your department can see the files. By taking a file and placing a copy of it into a workbox for a meeting or a project or for another business purpose, potentially it gives you much more control over who can see it and who can modify it. So for example, in this case, I'm going to upload a report and I'm going to upload it to a workbox that everyone in the whole council can see. So by uploading the report to here, I'm going to be completely changing who can access it, going from just my department seeing the report up to potentially anyone in the council seeing it. So the good news is it's very quick and very easy to take a copy of any file that you've got access to and to upload a copy of it up into a workbox. So in this demonstration, we've already logged into a workbox, and we're going to click on the Add button. We're then going to browse and select an existing file. And again, it doesn't matter if this is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF. You can select all of the most popular file types. At the moment, this file's on my local machine, but actually if I had access to a network drive or somewhere else, I could select files from there as well. So having selected the file that I'm interested in to upload, I choose OK, and it gives me some details to fill in. These details help the system understand the type of file and how it's going to be used. Also, the details there can help people find the file in the future. So I press OK to confirm my upload process, and you can see, sure enough, a copy of the file is now listed as part of this workbox. So anyone that has access to this workbox can now see this file. If we had multiple files, you could repeat the process again, and very quickly you could see here all of the files, perhaps from 5 or 6 different locations or from 10 or 20 different people, all uploaded to this one central workbox, giving people access to all of the information that relates to a project or a meeting or a policy or whatever type of information you happen to be working with. Our second demonstration for this particular question is how to create a brand new document directly within a workbox. So whereas in the last demonstration we had an existing file and we were looking to bring a copy of it into the workbox, sometimes if you've had a workbox from the very beginning of a project or a meeting, it might be useful to actually create files directly within there. One of the benefits of creating a file directly within a workbox is that you don't have to go through the process of uploading it afterwards. So you go directly to the workbox, you create a brand new Word, Excel or PowerPoint type file, for example, and when you save and close that file, it's stored automatically within the workbox. So there is always only one copy of the file. So again, when people come and look at the file and work with it, it gives them a greater confidence that they are looking at the current version of the file rather than just one of many copies that are out there somewhere. Okay, so we'll definitely encourage people going forwards to consider, rather than creating files locally and uploading them at once a week or once a day, to actually start to think about getting into the habit of generating a lot of their files, their new files, directly within a workbox. It'll save you time, and it will hopefully give people more confidence that, again, the file they're working with, the one they're looking at, is the current good version of that file. So there's a lot to be said for that confidence. So to show you how this works, I've actually navigated into a workbox that I've got access to already, and you can see within here there's 3 existing files. I'm going to go up to the workbox tab in the ribbon and then scroll all the way to the very right hand side of the ribbon, and you see there's quite a large button for document template. You can see here in my particular workbox it offers me 3 templates. When you go into your workboxes there might be more, so I have 3 at the moment in my workbox. When I choose a particular option from those 3, in my case it was a Word document I told it I wanted and pressed OK. It actually says, is it okay to start Word? And I say yes. It allows me to then type and work as I normally would. So it's just your normal version of Word. When you hit save, it automatically selects the location where you are. It selects the workbox. As you can see from what we've just done, you just have to confirm the name and press save. And that's it. That file is now stored within the workbox. And you can see here I've now got my 4th file. Remember, originally at the start of the demo there was only 3, and within just a few seconds I've been able to come into the workbox, create a brand new Word document. Admittedly there's not much content, but you can see the idea. Just to confirm again, that used the fully fledged Microsoft Word. So whatever version of Word or Excel or PowerPoint you're used to, using this process you'll still use that same version of Word, Excel or PowerPoint. So it's not a case of relearning how to use those programs. That part of it is still exactly the same. The only thing we've really done differently here is we've generated the file directly within a workbox rather than creating it locally and then uploading it at some point in the future. Here in our 3rd demonstration for this particular question, we're now going to look at how to give someone a link to a specific file. So think about the 2 demonstrations that you've just watched. There was the first demonstration where we uploaded an existing file, and a second demonstration where we created a brand new file within the workbox. Imagine if you've done either or both of those things and you've now got a series of files that you want people to go and look at. Initially, they're not going to start receiving automatic alerts or emails inviting them to come and work on these files. It's going to be up to you to actually tell people the files are now there. So imagine if you're responsible for, at the end of a week or the end of a month, generating a report and then ensuring that all the appropriate people have access to that report. What you might do with this workbox type system is upload the report, or reports if there's several, into a workbox, and then you want to email a link out to the appropriate people to say the files are now available, come and look at them. It's very important there, the word link, because we're encouraging you to invite people into the workbox to come and look at the file. Rather than sending out emails with attachments on and clogging up the email system and it being very slow and getting kind of bogged down with all these attachments flying around everywhere. So not only is this method going to be quick and easy, it's also going to promote this best practice of using links rather than attachments. So it's going to mean everyone's email system is going to just run that little bit quicker and a bit nicer. So let me show you exactly how easy this is. In this demonstration, the 3rd demonstration, we're just looking to show you how to provide a link to a single document. So let's pretend for now there's a single file and we need a few people to gain access to that. So here in the demonstration, I actually start off within an existing workbox. I select the file that I want to share with people by placing a tick just to the left-hand side of it. And then up at the top of the screen, there is a button to email a link. This automatically composes a new email, and in the body of the email, it actually puts in the link or the address of that file. You can control then who you're sending the email to, and you can fill in the subject if you wish, and you can also add more information to the body of the email. It's basically just a normal email. The other thing that you could do here is you could address it to anyone you want. So you could address this to 10 different people if you wanted to, or a group if you've got a group or a distribution list. One thing to watch out for though, as a bit of a tip, this does not actually give them access to the file. These people already need to have access to the file. All this is doing is providing them with a link that will make it easy for them to get in. So they need to be people that can already access this file by way of the workbox security that you might have configured, or based on the teams that they're part of. So just to confirm, this method will give them a link to the information, but it actually doesn't modify their security. So worst case scenarios, you could send this to someone, they could click the link and it will tell them they're not allowed in. If that happens, you might want to go and read or watch some of the other videos that we've got here around security. And you can either watch the security videos, and learn how the security works in the workbox system, or we have a 60-page document, a PDF file, which has that same information in. So you can either look at the videos or the step-by-step guides within that book. Here in the fourth and final demonstration for this particular question, we're going to show you how to provide a link not to a single document, but to an entire group of documents. We've already logged into a workbox within ISY, and again, this could be any workbox. What we're going to do now is head up to the Library tab in the ribbon. When we've selected the Library tab in the ribbon, we see a whole menu of options that relate to the entire library. The one that we're interested in is the one there for email a link. If we'd done the same thing but gone into the Documents tab in the ribbon instead of the Library tab in the ribbon, over in the Documents tab it would have allowed us to email a link to a single specific file. Just by switching over to the Library tab, we're now sending a link to an entire library. The same as in the last demonstration, demonstration 3, this does not actually affect the security of the workbox or the files. You actually still need to provide people with access to this. All this is doing is giving people a link, which will be a fast way of accessing this specific workbox.